I was hesitant to make this video. I'm honestly still a little hesitant because I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do here. But I saw Alana Pierce on YouTube. She posted a video very recently from when I'm recording this, and I watched it, and I feel like there are just some things that I need to say. So I'm just gonna say it. This video is honestly a bit of a bummer to have to make. I was not expecting to have this in my schedule for the month, and honestly I'm kind of disappointed in the world that it's a thing that we gotta talk about. But it's a thing we gotta talk about because it keeps happening, and honestly it freaking sucks. So today when I was working, I periodically will check sort of what's popping off on Twitter, or X if you prefer the new name that it has. And I saw X-Men was trending, which X-Men constantly is trending, and so of course I clicked it. I was like, what's going on in the comics? Tell me what's happening with X-Men. Are we getting some MCU news? I was excited. I clicked the hashtag, and unfortunately I found out that it was trending because there were Insomniac leaks. So Insomniac had about 1.67 terabytes of information leaked that was basically being held ransom, and the hackers that were holding it ransom were trying to get about $2 million for it. When they weren't getting paid, because they put a 7-day timeline on it, they decided to release it, which is what they did, I believe today? I haven't looked at any of it. I've been fortunate enough that I've been able to avoid it. But of course, when I heard about this, I was like, wait a minute, what's happening? So I went on YouTube to verify that that seemed to be the case. I just did a quick little cursory YouTube search. And of course, what did I find? Everyone's talking about it on the internet, and unfortunately, everyone's talking about it by sharing the leaks. Being like, oh my gosh, look at these leaks. Oh my gosh, this game looks terrible. So, obviously, Wolverine is a game that is not finished yet. I don't think we're expecting it anytime soon. So to see so many people hating on a game that has not been released. And now granted, I didn't click these videos. I just saw the titles, which were super negative. I tend to not click titles that are super negative. I don't even really like to make content that's negative, to be real with you. It's hard for me to even be super critical of stuff. And when I am, if you're here on the channel normally, if you're new to the channel, welcome on in, you will see that I tend to still try to look for stuff that is positive, which is also why it's interesting sometimes when people come at me for being super negative, because I really try to not be negative, but I digress. Even working, at like Top 10 Nerd or doing any stuff like that, like I'm always the person that's trying to find a positive spin on something. And, I'm not always in control of the content that I create there, but I do try to bring that to all of the content that I'm a part of. It's just who I am as a person, and it's something that, as an artist, as someone who's an actor and a host and a writer, I know what goes into doing those things and making art in that way. I might not be a game developer. I might have never worked on a video game, but as an artist, I know how hard you work to make art. So to me, I always feel like when I'm critiquing something, it's important to consider the fact that someone somewhere, even in a piece of art that honestly to me isn't that good, which also art is very subjective, important to keep in mind. Even when it's something that I'm like, that's real stinky, I try to think about the fact that someone on that set, or someone that worked on that game, or someone that, helped produce a piece of music or made music, it's coming from a very personal place. And people throw themselves into art and into making these games for us, which, guess what? Newsflash, I'm sure everyone already knew this that's here, but in case you didn't, video games are art. Yeah, they are. They are a form of art. I'm sure you know this. I don't think this is a news flash, really. But to anyone that was questioning, yes, they are art. And to just think about how hard all of these devs work to have their information stolen, which already sucks, to have stuff that you've worked hard on stolen and leaked is shitty. Really, 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 really shitty. Add to the fact that there was actually personal data in there. That's really shitty. Add to the fact that then what does the gaming community do? A lot of people just turn around and start reposting the leaks and retweeting it and making videos about it, showing you all this stuff, and then critiquing a game that is not even yet finished. And honestly, it makes me lose faith in humanity when I see stuff like this, because I'm just like, what is even happening? Like, I personally, when I see leaks for games, I'm going to be real with you guys, I try to not look at leaks. I try to not even talk about leaks. This is the first video I've ever done on a leak, and I'm not going to be talking about what's in the leak. So if you came for that, I'm not doing that. I don't like leaks. The reason I don't like them is because I think it's actually a disservice to us as part of the gaming community. This is something Alana also talked about in her video, which I also feel and agree with, which is the idea that, you know, this isn't material that was given to us to promote the game. This isn't finished material. It doesn't really speak to what the game's going to be like. Everything could change. It just is giving us a warped view of a game, and it's kind of actually ruining what will be fun about the game. I wait until someone's released something from, you know, the studio, and they say, hey, here's this trailer, or here's this, you know, bit of gameplay, and we're excited to show it with you. And then I might do like a reaction to that, and I might give you my thoughts on what I'm thinking of that game. I will play the game when it's released. I will buy the game. Doing that with something that isn't finished, it isn't really fair to the devs, and it actually isn't really fair to us as a community, because now you're promoting a potential image of this game that is not accurate, and you're just increasing the coverage of that, and it's not accurate to the game. So now you could be saying, you know, this game looks terrible, the game isn't even done, and when the game releases, it actually might be amazing. And you may miss out now because you've seen a leak and you thought, this doesn't look very good, or whatever. I mean, I haven't even seen the leaks. I don't even know. Could look great. I don't know. All I know is that that's what people are talking about right now. And I don't think it's very fair to the game, and I don't think it's very fair to other people that want to enjoy the game. I'm personally really hyped for Wolverine. I still am hyped. I can't wait. I mean, Insomniac has only done cool stuff for us with Spider-Man. And I'm going to be real with you. I am disappointed that it's Sony because, you know, I don't own a PlayStation. So that means I'm going to have to wait, / I'm going to have to borrow a console to play it. But even console wars aside, because what even is that really in 2023? It's silly. Exclusivity aside, I'm so hyped for this game. And to see this happen to the studio, who has really only done stuff recently that's been amazing, that's blown my freaking socks off. It just sucks, man. It just is so unfair. I was hesitant to do this video because I went onto Twitter or X or whatever earlier today, and I also was just talking about the negativity that I was seeing in terms of content creators who are talking about this and them just like sort of reposting the leaks from what I've seen. Like I said, I didn't click a lot of stuff to dive into it because I don't even want to give it a click. But it seems like a lot of people are just literally reposting and sharing the leaks and then also critiquing the game based on leaks that are, the game isn't even done yet. Like, we don't even have a full trailer yet for this game. What have we had? I think we had like a teaser. Is that it? Is that all we've had so far? We know the game is coming. It's also just disrespectful to the studio. I mean, people have literally had personal information stolen. Like, apparently people's, like, passports and stuff were stolen. Like, this is bad. This is terrible. And it's illegal what's happening. I hope they catch the people that did it. I hope they're held accountable for their actions. You shouldn't steal people's stuff. Don't steal people's stuff. Why? Why? Also, as someone who's, like, experienced theft firsthand, obviously not on this scale, but it sucks. It's terrible. And I really, my heart goes out to Insomniac and the whole team. That's got to be hard. And it's a rough time right now in gaming. Like, it's been mixed. It's like we've had the best year, but then also hearing about like every studio is like getting rid of people. It's like, what the freaking heck is happening? it's just a weird time, and it's really shitty that this also happened to them on the tails of having a year with, you know, Spider-Man 2, which by all regards was amazing. I still haven't played all of it, but what I have played of it, I already know it's amazing. Yeah, I'm just disappointed. There is a little bit of good news. The good news is people have been reaching out to Insomniac, and this is what I would encourage you to do. I mean, maybe don't reach out to them if you're not in game development. That might be weird. I mean, they might still appreciate it. You know, let them know you're here for them and that you see all the good work they do. Like, let's put some positivity into that hashtag as opposed to just it being leaks that are reposted. Let's try to take it back, I would say, by just only posting things that are just positive about stuff that Insomniac has already done to help combat some of those leaks and to help like bury some of those leaks, I would hope. I would encourage you to reach out. There have been other game devs who have been reaching out, and that is a positive side to this. IGN did an article on it, although to be honest, IGN also apparently did an article about like all the leaks, which so I have mixed feelings about that. I know they have to report on stuff, but like I still think you can choose what you report. You can choose how you frame it. Maybe you got to talk about it. Maybe you feel compelled. But you can choose how you frame it. But IGN did do an article just talking about some studios that were reaching out to them. Remedy Entertainment said, you know, our sympathies to @Insomniac Games and all the affected team members. After all the effort and dedication they have poured into their games, they didn't deserve this. No one does. The hackers also leaked employees' personal information, which is truly disgraceful and shameful. Wushu Studios said, sending our love and support to colleagues at Insomniac. Game creators work tirelessly to create works of art and entertainment for everyone. True. To see any team rewarded for this with malicious attacks and blackmail is cruel. We know the @Insomniac's game team will persevere. So, yeah, some love coming their way, and I would encourage you to spread that love and just let them know how much you appreciate all they do, because clearly these hackers do not. And I would say, like, if there is an Insomniac game you've really been wanting to get or play and you do have the extra funds, I know it's a rough time of the year for money, but if you do have it, like, I would ask you to perhaps get something to support the company, because it's just like, it's just really upsetting. I personally am probably going to go on and, well, I need to check my own funds, but I'm going to check my funds because financially responsible, that's important. But after that, I do want to get some games from Insomniac and just really support it. I don't own Spider-Man yet on my computer, so that's a thing I could do. Obviously not Spider-Man 2 yet, but the original Spider-Man, and you know, it's been remastered, so that could be cool. And Miles Morales, so I might go and do that just to support Insomniac, and I would encourage you to do that too. Let's just think about the way that we frame leaks, right? Because I don't know, if you can avoid looking at the leaks, I'd really encourage that, because it really does hurt the company, and it also really hurts our experience of the game as gamers. That's it. Stay nerdy, guys.